in the front. I actually have a question for Kris, and it's completely unrelated to ghost hunting, but I've been trying to start a family tree for a while, and I only have one grandparent left. I don't know much about my dad's side of the family. I was just wondering, like, with very limited access to, like, records, how would I make a family tree?
Make use of grandma on the wall. You have grandma here. This is the thing that drives me nuts about ghost hunting. People wait until it's too freaking late. Sit with her, ask her questions, ask her, the names of her parents, full names, nicknames, everything. Because sometimes the nicknames show up in census records, and it makes it harder to try to trace somebody. Sometimes it shows up on their death certificates instead of their full names, and also sometimes you'll get the name changes for the last name as well, which will make it hell to trace. But you can do it. It's not that hard. It's more or less starting with full names, getting their birth date, death date if they're no longer around. If you don't have all the information you need, you could always visit the cemetery that person is buried at and get the information off the stone. The information on the stone is usually correct, so that's a kind of a good thing to go off of. And from there, you just start visiting town halls or libraries, and you get, census records and obituaries and marriage and birth announcements through newspapers. It's a lot of legwork. But it's really worth it. I've been doing it since I was 11. I've learned so much about my family, and it's really weird because once you get into it, you start thinking about all the generations before you and all their successes and failures. Now, your great-grandfather or whatever could have done something in his life where he felt like he was a complete failure and he screwed up and he should have done things different. However, if he had done things different and he had succeeded, you might not be sitting there. So his failure was a success for you. And it's really wild when you start digging in and you start finding all these people that did really crazy things. But it's definitely worth the time.
So do you think, like, there's any, like, good websites out there that we can check out that maybe are free or you have to pay for it? Because I know most of them are free.
There are free sites. There's familysearch.org, which is run by the Mormon Church, and it is free. The only problem I've had with that website is sometimes the information's a little off. So I think it's great. It's a great free tool to use, but always back your stuff up with paperwork. So I use it as more of a guideline. Ancestry.com is great. I like it when they have a lot of the documents scanned in. They just released all their 1940 census stuff, and they're going to be doing something soon where they release all of their censuses where you can research them for free for, I think, like a year or something. So anything that gets you access to records is the best way to go about it. And I know people say to me, oh, it's so expensive. The only free part about genealogy is the conversations you have with your family. Past that, you're paying for gas to do the legwork, and then every time you go to a town hall and you have them print out a document or the library or whatever, you're paying for copies, you're paying for all this stuff. So I personally would rather research in my PJs for most of it and then do the legwork. Like, I like going out to the cemeteries and taking pictures of the headstones and everything else. So those are the two big ones, and I know there's a bunch of other genealogy sites that are now tied up with Ancestry.com. So, but some of them are free, and there is some free stuff available on Ancestry as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.